Okay, we're here at Bledsoe Creek State Park, just out of Gallatin, Tennessee in Sumner County. We're about 20 miles northeast of Nashville, and we've been here for Columbus Day weekend 2016. It's October the 9th, and I'm going to give you a preview of Bledsoe Creek State Park as we see it. We visit here often, and whether it's for camping or for recreation, it's a good time, and plenty of wildlife, and just an overall friendly family atmosphere. So in years past, we've had a small visitor center here at Bledsoe. You can basically get in the door and that's it. So this year, we're new again, is a new state-of-the-art log recreation center. Man, this place is a jewel. It has everything as you need. It's got a little visitors area to buy any type of souvenirs that you may want. As you can see, there are restrooms on the outside. There is a conference room in there. And then they have a little office for those who are working to check campers in and out and ask questions. On the back side of the cabin is a large porch that overlooks the wooded area behind me here. Man, it is super nice. It is super well needed, and what a great addition to the state park. As we continue on, I'll show you plenty of other things that have been added to the park throughout the course of this year as other years. But man, this is just a super place for us to come and you to come to visit and enjoy what Tennessee State Parks has to offer. Because here at the park, they have 3 campground hosts. Okay, so you got a ranger on site, you have a manager on site or close by, and then 3 hosts. And in the event that you need to speak to somebody concerning any of the others, you can contact one of these hosts. They're on golf carts riding around here talking to people all day long, checking to see if their needs are being met and accommodations are being met. So don't be afraid to ask if you need any help or have any questions. If you've made entry into the visitor part of the campground, you'll come to find the first little roadway here, and this is called Raccoon Creek. At Raccoon Creek, it's a picnic roadway. At the end of Raccoon Creek, as they have our directions here, is a playground, and there's a protected water reserve for wildlife at the end of a little pier. There's some turtles and birds and wildlife, fish, that sort of thing. It's a really pretty little setup. It shows that here at Bledsoe Creek they care about the wildlife that's around. That's obvious, this is a state park, but then again it's a little extra effort put forth to say, hey, take a look at what we've got and let's not disturb it, but just enjoy it. On Raccoon Creek, as you can see, there's a pull-in and a picnic table, and they have grills. There's a small parking area on the side, and across from some of these sites is a small pavilion, and at the end of the roadway is another pavilion that's quite large and can host upwards, I'd say, to 50 people. In the event that you have a family picnic or something of that sort, birthday parties and gatherings, we've had plenty of times out here where we've spent and enjoyed others. They sometimes bring antique cars out here and do those sorts of things. So, you know, it's going to be used for a host of different activities. I'll give you a shot of this new playground down here momentarily. It's a newer playground that they just installed this year, and it suits the kids quite well. Here they have, of course, the swings I showed you, and then they have a second playground on further into the park. That way the kids don't have to come all the way across the park to go play, you know, outside of their bicycle riding or frisbee throwing or anything like that sort. So we'll take a look at this playground, and it connects to the front of the park as we've seen in the very beginning. This is the second pavilion that we have here at Bledsoe. As you can see, there are a couple of grills, and then there's also a little fire pit or fireplace. And there's plenty of seating for a numerous amount of people and to enjoy a good time. Across from that's a big grassy area if you don't have a game of kickball or what have you. And then next to that is the new playground that they have recently installed. This is great for kids. It's nice, it's new, and certainly friendly to all the small kids that like to get out here and play. So Bledsoe Creek State Park is divided into 3 camping areas and 1 picnic area. The first camping area here is Deer Run Road, and it goes down, as you can see, sites 1 through 20. Many of these sites are back in, and the others are pull through, so you have a variety of both. They're all equipped with the normal amenities of all the other sites, certainly very efficient. Okay, so directly behind me are Site 8, Site 13, and Site 7. As you can see, we have a variety of pull-through sites. There are also some back-end sites. At the end of this roadway, you can simply loop around and then either back in or pull through, whichever it is that you like to do the most. The second section of campsites here at Bledsoe Creek are on Rabbit Jump. They are sites 23 through 35, and if you'll notice here behind me, they're 30 amp service only. So they won't accommodate a huge rig, but anything reasonable in size, just not big, they'll take for 30 amp services. And oftentimes you'll see smaller campers here, single axle, and then you'll even see pop-ups and then tents. So I'll show you a quick look at this and we'll go through it. Okay, so directly behind me here is site 33. And as you can see, it's a smaller site. You'll see in the distance, you'll see pop-up here where these single axle smaller campers come in. It goes down to the bottom where there's a loop. Now at the end of Rabbit Jump, there's another playground that is great for the kids. And man, it's just super for those little ones and smaller campers. So this thing is full of people all the way around, as you can see as the eye goes. Where we're camping is site 48, and it's on Blue Heron. As you can see, this is Blue Heron, and I'll give you a view of a couple of the campsites through Blue Heron, including ours. Notice too here, if we talk about firewood, we want to burn local firewood or firewood you've accumulated here at the park. The reason why is oftentimes when firewood is brought in from different areas that has different pests in it, and sometimes since these pests are not native to certain areas, we run across those and they'll start to destroy the tree life here. So keep the firewood local, and we'll take a look at sites 37 through 57. Thanks. As we walk along, we're coming up on our site. It's site 48. Plenty of room in the area. As you can see, we've got a pumpkin carved, a couple of bicycles, our picnic table, our awning is out, and the sun is just gracing the top of the trees to give us about maybe an hour or two of somewhat direct sunlight, but we've got enough shade that where it doesn't really cause us a problem. So we've been here three times to this particular site, find it very nice and appropriate for our needs. Okay, to my right here is site 51. All of the sites have water, have a picnic table, a burn pit. They've got most of the burn pits are within a flat that the picnic table rests upon. This is a pull-through site, very comfortable, easy to access. Down here towards the bottom is we're going to come up on a loop. As you can see, at the beginning of the loop is areas to park your boats, should you have one, jet skis, what have you. And then down below is one of our most favorite sites, which is site 55. 55 is a good level site. Works for us, and we find it pleasing for what we need. I'll give you another site here around the back side of the loop, site 52. Again, it's a pull through, and as you can see, the flat with the picnic table and burn pit and grill there. As I said, all sites have the flat picnic table, burn ring, and then a grill applied with them. Water, of course, and electricity. Out of the hiking here at Bledsoe, there are other things to do. For example, behind me here we have a couple of cornhole boards. There is a tetherball court and then horseshoes. So you can bring your own or do whatever it is you wish, but they have options available where you can do pretty much what you want to. It's a great opportunity to get some extra activity out while you're here at the park outside of hiking and fishing and boating. So join in. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Tennessee in general, there is East, Middle, and West Tennessee. East, Middle, West Tennessee. And if you'll take a look around, I'll show you just a little bit about where we are. In the very center, where you see the star here, is Bledsoe Creek State Park. This is in Middle Tennessee. A little further down is the Bicentennial Mall, and this is in Nashville. So we're just a little northeast of Nashville, Tennessee. Probably 20 to 30 minutes northeast. We'll continue our walk around. I'll give you a good show and we'll go from there. I'm at the bathhouses at the end of sites 41 through 47. I'll take you a quick look in the men's side. There's no one in there, I've checked. You come in here and it's always very clean. They have two stalls, urinals, a double-side sink, and then on the back side a couple of showers. Showers have a changing area. It's just a simple concrete-like stall. Super great. We use these regular when we're here. No issues whatsoever. Water pressure is good. The water is hot. and there are no problems with this. Certainly a great added to the park, and they have a couple of these shower or bathhouses, so if you don't like this one, there's another one, and a couple other sets of restrooms, as we know, at the very beginning at the visitor center. So, newly added feature this year to Bledsoe Creek State Park are primitive sites. Of course, these are what they say they are. It's primitive. They have a mulch pit, an area to place your tent. There's no electricity, no water. All of these sites, of course, do land on the creek side. And so you have access to fishing and kayaking, boating, what have you. So they are equipped with picnic tables and a little grill, and that's it. I can't say how many there are, but there are several, maybe upwards to 10. One of the added benefits to Bledsoe is fishing. Man, Bledsoe Creek State Park sits on Bledsoe Creek, which is a tributary to Old Hickory Lake. And Old Hickory Lake is an excellent fishery for freshwater fishing. Now, to Bledsoe Creek, there are actually two boat ramps, one within the park, one on the outskirt of the park, and then of course, you see behind me here a boat dock, and then all of the lake border sites, you can certainly drive your boat right up to those and tie off. So leave your campsite, walk straight to the boat, get on the boat and head to the water. If you don't have that luxury, you can use the dock, and or just put in at either one of the boat ramps. Plenty of opportunity for fishing out here, kayaking, canoeing, whatever it is that you find that you enjoy with water. Bledsoe Creek has about 6 miles, maybe a little bit more, of trails. We're taking the shoreline trail. Well, we're going to make it to the High Ridge Trail. Just kind of give you an idea of what their trails are like. Certainly trails are trails, but these are specific to Bledsoe Creek, so stay along and enjoy. I think the best obstacle of hiking here at Bledsoe is this High Ridge Trail. It's got a series of steps. It's like numerous, and it's straight up, so it's a pretty good hike. It'll wear your legs out. Once you get to the top, there's a bench, so it's probably going to be a need to sit down. But we're here to enjoy it and have a good time. We're almost to the top. It's a pretty good hike. I'm a little out of breath. So I can only imagine what's going to be coming up the steps with me. I know they're going to be tired too. With the help of a little bit of Pokemon Go, we've made our way. I've got two tired people who just worn out. So we took the Shoreline Trail to the High Ridge Trail and then to the Owl Ridge Trail, and that brings us back. We only did about 2 miles on this run, but again, about 6 miles of total trails. Get to see a little bit. I'll tell you, if you keep a lookout, there's a Corps of Engineers benchmark that you can find close to one of the property boundaries, which is pretty neat. If you've ever been out hiking, you look for the U.S. Geological Survey benchmarks, and they're dated back to many years ago. This one dates back to the mid-'80s, but then again, it's just something to see that you don't always know what you're looking at when you see it, and when you find it, it's kind of special. So enjoy the hikes, take a look around, have a good time. So to those of us with campers, this is a pretty nice setup. Previously the state park here had one single dump station, which would have been this one here. This year they have added a second dump station. As we all know, when checking out on that last day that everybody else has checked out, there are campers lined up for a long distance waiting to empty their dump tanks if they don't have one that they carry with them. So having a second dump station here really makes that process go a lot quicker. So I've given you a tour of Bledsoe Creek from one end to the other. We've seen some of the hiking, seen some of the fishing, playgrounds, and campsites. It's noontime today, and it's Sunday, and it's October. So what happens at the fall at noontime in October on Sunday? It's football time. Tennessee Titans are playing on the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to sit down, take a watch, enjoy, and see what this game's got to offer, as well as the many amenities of Bledsoe Creek State Park. So subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and enjoy.